Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to International Islamic University Islamabad School's Sahiwal Campus online lectures. Dear students of I hope you all will be fine and safe from pandemic. Due to the closure of schools in this pandemic, IIUL schools are delivering online lectures with proper classwork and homework assignments to avoid any kind of loss of your studies. Now it is your duty to listen to the lectures completely and carefully and follow all the instructions to make the efforts fruitful. Thank you. Now let's come to our today's lecture. We are going to begin our second agenda of term 2020, and the first unit of second agenda from your book is unit number 12, which is account. And the name of this account is a children's library. And today's is the first lecture of children's library. In this lecture we are going to cover the reading and explanation of the content of this lesson. I will give you the meanings of difficult words. You are going to learn a lot of new words that you don't know before. And secondly, you are going to learn about the library. Dear students, as we are going to read the lesson from our students book, so you need to have your students book with you, your English classwork notebook, and your complete stationery with you, because you will have to write down the meanings of difficult words in your notebook. Listen to the teacher attentively and write down all the meanings of difficult words that I will give you in this slide, and you will write down those meanings in your classwork page. If you find anything difficult or anything that you don't understand, just wait for the discussion session. We will provide you a live session with your English teacher where you will be able to ask any kind of difficulties and clear your concepts that you find difficult. So now let's come to our lecture. Open your page number 66 from your English students book. Write down date and day and classwork on the top of this page, because we are going to read from this page today in this lecture. After that, open your English classwork notebook and prepare your classwork page by writing date and day on the top of the page. Then write down topic, and the topic is account. The subtopic is children's library. Prepare your index properly, dear students. First of all, I will give you the introduction of this lesson, that what are we going to learn. This is an account. An account is a report or a description of an event or experience. Dear students, when someone goes somewhere or someone experiences something new, he writes about it, that what he learned here, what he didn't know before, and what he wants you to inform about this. This type of content is called an account, and this account is about a children's library. In this lesson, the children's library, the importance of library and the love of children for the library has been shown. Two children, Tahir and Kiran, those are siblings. They visit the children's library and become the member of the library by joining it. Dear students, we also are going to learn the types of books, that what different types of sections of books are divided in a library, and we are going to learn that how to be a member of the library. There are a lot of things that you don't know before about library, and you will learn in this lesson. So please listen to the teacher carefully and read out with the teacher. As I will give you the meanings of difficult words from this lesson, so you will have to write down all the words and meanings. So please open your English classwork notebook. Draw a line in the middle of your classwork page, and it will be divided into two sections. First section is for words, and second section is for meanings. As you always draw a line in between the page and write words and meanings in every first lecture of every lesson, you will do the same in this lecture. Okay, now come to the reading. Dear students, please listen attentively. put your finger on the words that are teacher reading from your page number 66. I am going to start the reading. The Children's Library. Tahir and Kiran love reading, so last week their parents took them to the children's library in Defense. Dear students, here Defense is an area where they went and visited the library. When they were inside, they saw hundreds of books on the shelves. Some children were choosing books and others were sitting at tables reading. In one part of the library, they saw children using the computers. Dear students, the library they visited where tables were arranged to sit and read the books, shelves were arranged where all the books were displayed. You can check and find the required book in your सेक्शन. फॉर एग्ज़ाम्पल अगर आपने कोई हिस्ट्री की बुक आपने पढ़नी है तो आप उस शेल्फ पे जाएंगे जहाँ पे हिस्ट्री की बुक्स लगी हुई होंगी और वहाँ से आप अपनी जो भी रिक्वायर्ड आपकी बुक होगी आप वो फाइंड आउट करोगे. अगर तो आपने वो अपने घर लेके आनी होगी तो उसके लिए आपको बुक बोरो करनी पड़ेगी. हम बोरो कैसे करते हैं वो लेसन में आपको आगे बताया हुआ है. उसके अलावा अगर आप वहाँ पे बैठ के रीड करना चाहते हैं तो वहाँ टेबल्स लगे हुए होते हैं. इसी तरह जब ताहिर और किरण उस लाइब्रेरी में गए हैं तो बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स वहाँ टेबल्स पे बैठे हुए रीडिंग कर रहे थे. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स शेल्फ्स पे बुक्स सेलेक्ट कर रहे थे पढ़ने के लिए. और उस लाइब्रेरी में कंप्यूटर्स भी पड़े हुए थे. कुछ स्टूडेंट्स कंप्यूटर यूज़ कर रहे थे. जो स्टूडेंट्स, डू यू नो हाउ वाई डू दे यूज़ कंप्यूटर? कंप्यूटर वो स्टूडेंट्स यूज़ कर रहे होंगे ऑफ कोर्स कोई इन्फॉर्मेशन गेट करने के लिए. सपोज़ आप कोई बुक पढ़ रहे हैं और आपको किसी वर्ड का मीनिंग नहीं पता तो आप कंप्यूटर से इंटरनेट से उसका मीनिंग फाइंड आउट कर सकते हैं. या आपको कोई भी चीज़ ऐसी मिली है जिसके बारे में आप नहीं जानते और बुक में आपको बहुत ज़्यादा डिटेल नहीं पता है तो आप कंप्यूटर यूज़ करेंगे और इंटरनेट से उसकी डिटेल पता कर लेंगे. वो स्टूडेंट्स भी यही कर रहे होंगे लाइब्रेरी में बैठे हुए. ओके, बैक टू रीडिंग. ताहिर रिकॉग्नाइज्ड वन ऑफ हिज फ्रेंड्स. Hello Salman, he said quietly. Do you often come to the library? Yes, I have been a member for 2 years. Would you like me to show you around? Salman offered. Okay, dear students, in this paragraph it is described that Tahir saw someone and he recognized. Recognized means acknowledged. That he saw someone and he came to know that it was his friend and the friend was Salman. Now he calls Salman that hello Salman. He said quietly. Do you know why did he say quietly? Because लाइब्रेरी में किसी भी स्टूडेंट ने बहुत ज़ोर से शाउट नहीं करना होता, ज़्यादा बात नहीं करनी होती क्योंकि लाइब्रेरी में साइलेंस रखनी होती है, लोग डिस्टर्ब ना हो. इसलिए उन्होंने आहिस्ता से बोला हेलो सलमान, डू यू ऑफन कम टू लाइब्रेरी. अब वो सलमान से पूछ रहे हैं कि आप अक्सर इस लाइब्रेरी में आते रहते हैं. फिर सलमान ने उन्हें बताया कि यस, मैं तो 2 years से इस लाइब्रेरी का मेंबर हूँ. और फिर उन्होंने कहा कि अब मैं आपको इस लाइब्रेरी का विज़िट करवाऊँ. ओके, नाउ बैक टू रीडिंग. फर्स्ट, सलमान शोड देम द फिक्शन सेक्शन ऑफ द लाइब्रेरी where you find storybooks, plays and poems. Then they looked at the reference section. This is where you go to find out information. Okay, dear students, in this paragraph the difference between fiction and information is described. That in the fiction section you can find out the storybooks, plays, poems, the type of books in which the content is described which is not real, which is not realistic. It is creative or it is some composition. It is imaginary. And in the reference section you can find the books, those are related to the reality. Those include information like encyclopedia, like history, like science, etc. ओके, तो उन्होंने उसे 2 सेक्शंस दिखाए. पहले उन्होंने फ़िक्शन सेक्शन दिखाया, उसके बाद उन्होंने उसे रेफरेंस सेक्शन दिखाया. अब फ़िक्शन सेक्शन की शेल्फ्स अलग होंगी और रेफरेंस सेक्शन की शेल्फ्स अलग होंगी. और यहाँ पे मैं आपको वर्ड मीनिंग्स दे रही हूँ. आप अपनी वीडियो को पॉज करके ये वर्ड्स और मीनिंग्स अपनी नोटबुक में साथ साथ लिखते जाएं. Okay, back to reading. Do you enjoy coming to library? Kiran asked. Oh yes, I like Mrs. Kazi's library club. Mrs. Kazi is really helpful. She has worked as a library as at the library since last year. We read books and talk about our favorite stories. Sometimes we use the computers to look things up on the internet. This helps us with our schoolwork. Okay, dear students, in this paragraph, again, the thing is described that we already have discussed that they use computer to look things up on the internet. It helps them in with their schoolwork. And here about a person, the information is given that who is Mrs. Kazi, and Mrs. Kazi is probably a librarian here or the owner of the library. He says, oh yes, I like Mrs. Kazi's library club. It means that Mrs. Kazi is the owner of this library. Okay, now come to the next page and continue the reading. On the way out of the library, Tahir's mother spoke to the librarian. The children would like to join the library, she said. To join the library, they must fill the registration form. Then they can borrow books. Do we have to pay? Asked Kiran. No. You can borrow 2 books for 2 weeks at a time. You only pay if you bring the books back later. Okay, अब यहाँ पे क्या बताया हुआ है? किरण और ताहिर की मदर उन लाइब्रेरियन के पास गई हैं और उन्होंने लाइब्रेरियन से कहा है कि किरण और ताहिर इस लाइब्रेरी के मेंबर्स बनना चाहते हैं क्योंकि उन्हें कुछ बुक्स घर लेके जाके पढ़ना होती हैं. तो लाइब्रेरियन ने उन्हें बताया है कि एक मेंबर 2 बुक्स एट वंस ले सकता है 2 वीक्स के लिए, और अगर वो 2 वीक्स के अंदर अंदर उसे रिटर्न नहीं करता है तो फिर उसे साथ में थोड़ा सा फ़ाइन पे करना पड़ेगा. अदरवाइज़ मेंबर्स को कुछ भी पे करना नहीं पड़ता. Okay, I hope you learned too many new things in this lecture that you didn't know before about the library, and you came to know that what is fiction and what is reference. It will help you in understanding the exercise and question answers of this lesson. I hope you all have written all the meanings of these words in your English classwork notebooks. This classwork will be checked by your teacher, so you make sure that you are doing this classwork and assigned homework regularly. Okay, dear students, now let's discuss your homework. And from this lecture, your homework is just to read this whole lesson with proper pronunciation and listen to the lecture again and again for your clearance, and to learn the pronunciation of every word clearly. Then learn the word meanings that I gave you in this lecture, and you have written those meanings and words in your English classwork notebook. Make sure that you are learning the spellings of every word also. Okay, dear students, now this is the end of today's lecture. Allah Hafiz, good luck.